Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is caitom and today we are back with another Sims 4 speed build. Yes, nothing new. So today I am building a winter suburban. Winter because I'm building this in the snow, which you can get from the expansion pack seasons. With a couple cheats or just starting a new world and starting in wintertime. So, a little bit about this house. It is built on a 30 by 20 in Willow Creek, and the lot name is Splay. Yeah, weird name. And it's in the neighborhood, I think in the same neighborhood as the pancakes, just across the street or something. Yeah. The family that I'm building this for, honestly, I didn't really have an idea of what kind of family would live here. I just knew that I wanted to build a suburban house for a somewhat large family. And the interior would have like little-ish instances of Christmas spread throughout. So yeah. Right now, I finished the general shape of the house. I'm messing with the chimney. Chimney is something I added just to fill up that side of the house, which I know is very plain. I don't think I add windows on that side of the house, so do forgive me. But there are windows on literally every other wall, so I think this family's chilling. As you can see, I try and go for a somewhat brighter wood paneling for the exterior, but I do decide on this base game brown. A first for me, I think. I don't usually build very brown houses, I don't think. But I mean, with the snow, I think it was either going to be white with either white windows or brown windows or some like colored windows, or this brown that I'm using. So yeah, that is the color of the house. I will say the color scheme of the interior is much more interesting than just brown, but I won't lie, there was still quite a fair amount of brown. Right now I'm just placing all the windows, messing with the shape a little bit. I've added columns, fences, stairs, just so these patio areas that I have added to the house are accessible. The windows, I think the windows are a mix of cats and dogs and university. I'm surprised to see myself use the university windows, those specifically, on non-college housing. I thought I would be using the university windows with the shutters on the side, but this is what I end up choosing. Right now I'm just getting some minor details just to get a basic idea of what the exterior would look like. Because this is in the winter season, all of the plants look weird and nothing like I'm used to, so it was a bit of a struggle. Excuse me, the struggle being indecisiveness. I'm just placing some bushes down, and the low-lying pale flowers, I think is the name. I think all of the landscaping that I use is base game. My bread and butter, my cup of tea, if you will, when it comes to landscaping. And I do think it's very minimal. No rocks this time. Sorry, when I said that, I was reminded of this one lyric from that line dance song. Anyways, besides the point. Back to the build. I'm just messing around, I think, at this point. I just added a couple more bushes and decided to work on the interior. Right now I'm figuring out where I want to place the stairs and how the floor plan would look like. I knew I wanted to have the, typical first floor, living area, second floor, bedrooms. So with the placement of the stairs, I am able to fit an entryway, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, and an office, plus a bathroom. And on the second floor, I split it up into a bathroom and 4 separate rooms. Originally, I did want the rooms to be 4 bedrooms, but I do decide once I get to the second floor to change the room adjacent to the largest room into an ensuite, making the largest room the master bedroom. I mean, I was thinking maybe it could look a little goofy with how large the bathroom was, the ensuite I mean, but I think it looks fine. You'll see. And right now I am in the kitchen, where I usually start building. As you noticed, I placed some filler furniture. I think it's something that Lil Simsy does, and that's where I first started learning how to build. So occasionally I will place down some filler furniture. Like she says, it helps give her a good grasp of how the space is, and like how big and practical it is for function, decorations. So yeah. In the kitchen, I am using base game counters. I was surprised to see myself use these, but I think the cottage living counters looked a little bit too rustic for my liking. I do realize that the house is somewhat traditional in some sense, but there are still aspects of something more modern, something more recent, but that does not include the kitchen. I mean, I think for the kitchen it makes sense that it's a bit more outdated, not really something that I guess the family here would want to or really feel the need to renovate. Maybe in the future they might. Right now I'm just adding some clutter, making sure that there is actually at least one counter for your Sims to cook on. I do leave the one counter on the left side of the stove free. Even if I place the cutting boards above the counter, it still functions. And now I am placing some decorations on the shelf. I knew for this kitchen I wanted to have those trees in that upside down jar as decoration. That particular one coming from the holiday celebration pack, which is free content forever and always. No need to buy, just click buy and it'll cost you $0. Yeah. So about these kitchens, about my kitchen specifically, I do realize that the color scheme, it usually always has like some sort of beige aspect to it, and the tile and the wallpaper are almost generally the same, but like my base game landscaping, it is my bread and butter, so hopefully you do not mind. Right now I've moved on to the dining table. There's a bit of a jump right there if you were curious, and that is only because I spent an embarrassingly long time trying to figure out what kind of chairs I wanted. The table that I'm using is from Seasons, and at first I didn't realize, but the glass the glass color of this particular swatch is actually tinted green, which works perfectly for my intention of sprinkling some Christmas throughout this build. And you know, the green chairs and that coincidental green table is my first instance, not first step, instance. Right now I'm just trying to figure out what kind of table is the smallest I can squeeze in behind the chairs. I mean, I'm pretty sure your Sims can walk through that. If they can't, there's always the other side. And right now I'm just messing with the other wall decorations. I think I had a hard time trying to figure out what I wanted to put on the walls. I know this was a dining room and I wanted to have the spoon and fork in the dining, but I wasn't sure how it, you know, looked with all the rest of the furniture. As you can see, this house is very, very brown, a lot of wood, and the spoon and fork are metal. They do have wood swatches, but I just think they look very nice. Also, on the table are, I think, Garland is the name. I don't remember if it's a season's decoration or a holiday celebration decoration. One of the two. You know, while I was decorating the dining room, you know, just one last bit before I move on. I do think this family was preparing, I think, for a Christmas party, and that's why they have the little decoration on the dining table. And now we are in the living room. There was also a bit of a jump between the dining and the living room because, like the dining room, I struggled with what kind of couches and what kind of rug I wanted to put here. I do decide to use this Desert Luxe couch. It is a 3-seater and I use 2. As for the coffee table that I wanted to use, I knew I wanted something like solid, something a little bigger than, I guess, a 1x2. So I believe this is a Parenthood coffee table, very large, but I think it kind of disrupts all the pattern that's going on in this room, especially the rug. And right there, you saw me raise the TV up, and kind of quote unquote place it on the fireplace. I don't remember if that functions, but if it doesn't, you can always take it out and place a TV on the side somewhere. I mean, I'm pretty sure it functions. I feel like I remember my sim in another build having that same exact TV setup and it worked. So yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention the Christmas tree that I added. So like I said, this is my Christmas-ish build. So there is a corner entirely dedicated to the Christmas tree and gifts with a couple toys lying around it. I would like to mention that there is room for a small dog in this house. Can't believe I forgot to mention that, but now that I have, I did remember to place a pet bed and 2 feeding bowls. And at this point I've moved on to the entry. I do realize I probably should have decorated the entryway first before anything else, but I mean, this space is so small, I'm like, well, I can save it for last. Also, another thing, if you notice my voice is a little bit tired, that is because I am a little bit tired, and that is no one's fault but my own, seeing as it is currently almost 5 a.m. This moment at this moment, I do realize that I was falling a little bit behind on my schedule, so I'm recording this now before I miss my alarms in the morning later. Anyways, back to the build. I've added this, I'm not sure what you call it, but it's from Seasons, and it's like a clothing rack? Not a clothing rack, a jacket holder thing near the entryway. Yeah, I don't know what to call it, but I do add that as, you know, a somewhat larger decoration than the base game coat rack or coat hanger, just because the entryway is quite big. And now I am in the office. Now, for the family that lives here, I don't know who would be working in the office. Maybe they just have an office because they have extra room, which I think makes the most sense. Because I don't know what else I would put in here. Like a piano. I think a piano's a bit much, a bit too grand, a bit too large. I do place a keyboard though in the stairwell, so you'll see that. So yeah, I'm just decorating an office. It's very minimal. Well, I guess minimal isn't the right word. It's very sparse. The room is 3 by 4 tiles, so there's really not much room to kind of play with besides maybe desk space, and you know, due to the fact that I do place a double door. It's a sliding door from Dream Home Decorator. I decided that the arch seemed a little bit too open. Maybe if the family member using the computer needed, I don't know, to do a Zoom call, not that there are any in, you know, the Sims game, they just probably appreciate a bit more privacy. And now I am decorating the patios. This is a front patio. As you can see, I added some lights, some nutcrackers. I almost forgot the name of those little things. And I'm adding some plants right here. I think at this point adding fake plants, well, fake planters is my, well, I guess something to add to my new default when it comes to decorating. Just like when I add a second trash bin in the color blue to represent the recycling and trash. Right now I'm adding light to the back patio thing, back deck patio. Yeah, I place a woodworking bench and a bike. Although I would like to mention that if you plan on using the bike, I think it is easier to drag it to a different location before using it. So yeah, now I've moved on to the master bedroom. I've skipped some footage, so I've already decorated the hallway, and moved, well, transitioned the adjacent bedroom into an ensuite bathroom. Like I said, it is very large. It is a 5 by 3. But I do split the bathroom into like kind of 2 sections. You walk into the sink, and then there's like a little, not really a fake arch, but like a separation due to the walls, and you walk into the shower, the tub, and the toilet. Yes, there is a shower tub combo. A very nice shower tub combo, I might add. The tub is like right under the window. The shower is also right near the window, but I don't think anyone's peeping, right? As you can notice, the master bedroom is very blue. Not very Christmassy, but I think if I were to have green and blue bedrooms, I don't think I could stand it. So I kind of just make the bedroom a mix of blue and, you know, shades of green. The blue swatch of the bed that I'm using, which comes from Dream Home Decorator, has like a green sheet above it, well, draped across. I thought that was a nice touch to incorporate, you know, the bits of green that I wanted. And I do follow that sort of color scheme into the bathroom. The counters right now are not the ones that I use. I use Jungle Adventure counters in the bathrooms, Well, at least the upstairs bathrooms. Just because I think the dark swatch and just like the plain counter, I think it looks a lot nicer than um, the scored counters are from the base game ones. You can see I've added the blue tile, you know, the walls and the flooring. I think it kind of resembles, you know, like water, like a very brief reference to the picture that I have in the room. It is a cats and dogs, maybe like a memorial or something. I don't know, it's just really fancy, and it is in the swatch with like a boat. Now I have moved on to the kids' rooms. I'm figuring out what kind of beds I want. Like I said, this house is a mix of traditional and not very traditional. So these beds, I mean, I don't think they would classify as modern. I don't think. They're very wood. At least the headboards, and the sheets are, I think, a little older than, let's say, the parents' bed sheets. As you can see, I'm starting off this child's room with a green and kind of like an orangey wood color scheme. You know, I have the green bed, the green chair, the green calendar, but I do decide to change it to red once I, you know, realize, or rather decide, that green is a bit much. It's a lot. If I wanted to add that base game kids rug with like the various shades of green. So I changed the swatch to this red one. It is very, very out there. The wood is painted red, the sheets are red, and that isn't to say I make the other bedroom green. I actually make it yellow. For some reason, I don't know why, I thought I was just over the Christmas color scheme on the second floor. As you can see, I finally moved on to the second room. This is for the teen. But of course, you could sleep a teen or a child. It doesn't really matter. Although you might have to add a couple toys. I think maybe the only child toys that I do add is the stuffed animal. I think it was a dragon in the other room, the red room. So yeah. This teen's room. So it's been a while, I won't lie, since I've used a bunk bed, and I wanted to try and use that with maybe like some sort of couch underneath, but with the way that these single Dream Home Decorator couches are, they don't slot into the space underneath the bed like I want it to, so I just opt for tiny living couch. And the idea is they would maybe pull something up on their computer and just watch from their couch. I do give them a cheap computer though, because, you know, they're a teen. Maybe they got it as a hand-me-down. And I do imagine this teen to be somewhat into music. Maybe they have pen pals, a pet fish, and a dragon poster because it is yellow. I mean, there's really not much to this room. I think it's a bit more tidy than the other room. The other kids' room, the red one. And I paint the walls a sort of teal, just to kind of tie in the teal color from the rug that I use. And now I'm working on the backyard. I wasn't sure how I wanted to lay this out, or really what I wanted to put here. You know, I can't really put a pool. I think it would be a little bit impractical considering the snow. So I do decide for a swing set and a gazebo. A makeshift gazebo. I don't know how well the roof looks, but I use the same columns and the same fencing that I do for the exterior. Sorry, I mean the patios. And at first I'm thinking I could put a grill here, but then I do decide just to turn it into an outdoor seating area with not so comfortable looking benches. They're like wooden benches and wooden stools. And yeah. As we're nearing the end of the video, I would like to thank you all so much for watching. It's a little bit longer than some other of my videos, but I hope you've enjoyed it nonetheless. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!